Hi, boys and girls. Penelope wanted to say hello to you again. Say hello, Penelope. Say hello to all the boys and girls, Penelope. I would love to read you guys a story again today. This is a story called One Bean, and it's about planting a seed. Have you ever planted a seed before? Well, now might be a great time to plant a seed. So maybe you can ask Mommy and Daddy if they have any seeds laying around the house, or maybe you can find a seed outside on a plant and you can plant the seed. And this is going to kind of teach you how to plant that seed and a little bit about planting it. It's called One Bean. I had one bean. It was dry and smooth and hard. A lot of times beans are really small. Seeds are really small. This is a bean seed, but seeds can be really small sometimes, and a lot of times they're very hard. I put it on a wet paper towel. I covered it with another wet paper towel, and soon its skin had turned all wrinkly. So he is getting this seed ready to plant in the ground. He's softening up the skin of the seed so he can plant it. And where do we plant seeds, boys and girls? That's right, we plant seeds in the dirt. My bean had gotten fatter too. I think it had got too fat for its skin because the skin split open. This meant it was time to plant my bean. So right here's the bean. He is going to plant his bean in some dirt. I filled a paper cup with black potting soil, and then I laid my fat, wrinkly bean in the cup and covered it with soil. So there's his cup with soil. Here he is putting his bean into his cup. And then after we put our seed into the soil, then what do we need to do, boys and girls? We need to give it some what? We need to give it some water. I watered it when the soil was dry, even though I couldn't see my bean hidden under the damp black soil. I watched for it every day. So he gave it water when the soil got dry. And he set it by a window. Does anyone know why he set it by a window? He set it by the window so it could get sunlight, because we know that plants need sunlight to grow. Then one day, just like in the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, something wonderful happened. A greenish white stalk poked up from the soil. My bean was dangling from the end of it. So look, here's the little plant. It's starting to come up out of the soil. Look how he looks. What does he look like? Yeah, he looks happy, right? He's happy that his bean is sprouting a plant. Soon 2 leaves grew on my bean plant. These were shaped like Valentine hearts. So there's his little bean plant. It's getting bigger. He needs to remember to keep giving it water and sunlight so that it keeps growing. More green heart-shaped leaves sprouted. My bean plant grew bigger and bigger. It needed a bigger place to live and to grow. So when plants get too big for their pot, you have to plant them in a bigger pot, or maybe even outside, in the soil outside, so that they have space to grow. I filled a flower pot with potting soil. Very gently, very carefully, I took my one bean with its bright green leaves and roots spreading through the black, moist soil out of the paper cup. I planted it in the flower pot where it could stay. So here's the little paper cup that it was in. And look at this nice big flower pot he's going to plant it in now. It's a lot bigger than what it was in before. And look at how big his plant is getting. And they're being very gentle with it. Sunshine shone on it and made my bean plant grow some more. So we already know it's so important for our plants to get lots of sunlight. One day I saw lots of little green bumps on my bean plant. Those little green bumps were called buds. And buds are where the flowers come out of on a plant. So look at how big that plant is now. It's really big. And here are the little buds on the plant. And here are the leaves. And this part is called the stem of the plant. The buds burst open and lots of white flowers blossomed among the green leaves. So there are the beautiful white flowers. Look at all the white flowers over here on this plant. Lots of them. When the white flowers fell off, tiny bean pods hung in their place. Before long, there were lots of bean pods growing on my beautiful bean plant. Now he planted a bean seed, so his plant is growing beans. But if you plant a watermelon seed, what will your plant grow? That's right, your plant will grow a watermelon. And if you plant a tomato seed, what will your plant grow? Yes, your plant will grow tomatoes. So depending on what seed you plant, that's the kind of fruit or vegetable that will grow on your plant. Those tiny bean pods grew bigger. One day I picked one. I split it open and looked inside. What do you think I saw? What do you think he saw inside of that bean pod? I saw some smooth and shiny beans shaped just like the one bean that had started it all. So inside of the pod were more seeds that he could plant in the ground. I picked a few pods and ate the beans that grew inside them, and they were very good. So sometimes we can eat the seeds of a plant. Like when we eat a tomato, there's seeds inside of the tomato that we eat. We could also dry those seeds and plant them in the ground, and they would grow new tomato plants. And that's the end of our bean book. It's the end of our bean book. So this might be a fun project for you guys to do at home with your mommies and daddies, or even with your big brothers or big sisters. You can get a seed and get some dirt and a little paper cup, and you can plant your seed inside of that dirt. You need to make sure you give it 2 things. What are the 2 things that you need to give it? Once it's inside the dirt, it needs water. And what else does it need? It needs sunlight. If you give it water and sunlight inside of dirt, it will grow a plant. If you guys do this at home, can you send me a picture of the plants that you grow? I would be really excited to see what kind of plants you are growing at home. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.